Oh, 1980s, what a decade it was. Among other amazing things, it gave us bold, bright fashion, BMXs, and some of the best and shittiest movies of all time. And this brings me along to BMX Bandits, a movie with a young Nicole Kidman about a bunch of kids fighting a crime in order to make their dream BMX track come true. So, if you're ready to move back into the fluorescent 80s and feel the power of BMXing, then let's begin. The movie starts with two young BMX riders, PJ and Goose, zooming around the suburbs of Sydney and pulling out fancy stunts. In the meantime, a bunch of criminals successfully rob one of the banks. While riding through the mall, the two friends crash onto the shopping trolleys, causing serious damage to the bikes, and getting a young girl named Judy fired from her job. You see, young Nicole Kidman was working during the summer holidays to make money for a BMX bike. Keep this in mind for now. Together, they decide to find a way to raise enough money to repair their bikes and build a dream BMX track. They plan to do so by collecting cockles in a harbour, but instead, they accidentally find a mysterious box dipped in the water near one of the docks. The box contains a number of police walkie-talkies, which the criminals that robbed the bank earlier need to use to allow them to steal a payroll truck and escape being one step ahead of the cops. The kids decide to sell the walkie-talkies, which leads them to being chased by the two of the dumbest bad guys I've ever seen in my life. The blonde bad guy and the mustache bad guy chase the main characters through the graveyard. But the trio manages to escape. Of course. Why was this scene even made? I think the director wanted to fit some slapstick humor here, but trust me, the humor in this movie is as funny as me trying to tell a bike joke.
Do you know why bikes have a kickstand? Because they are too tired. Oh.
The kids have managed to shift some of the stock and get enough money to repair their bikes. And buy a fancy new BMX for young Nicole Kidman, so now she can show her amazing BMX skills. Wait a minute, remember how she was saving money to buy her first BMX? How come she's so good already? By the way, this is one of the few actually funny scenes in the movie, and I don't think that was intentional. You see, young Nicole Kidman wasn't very good at BMXing, and although she did some riding in the movie, she needed a stunt double to perform more advanced stunts. So, a teenage boy was hired and asked to put a wig on his head and a padded bra. And trust me, you can really see it. PJ and Goose get another order for the walkie-talkie and ask young Nicole Kidman to get it from the hiding spot. Unfortunately for them, the villains hear the conversation and follow her to the boathouse. The rest of the gang finds out that she's in trouble and manages to save her. At this point, a bonkers 17-minute pursuit begins. This scene is meant to be a cherry on the cake in this movie, where the BMXs and stunts are finally being properly showcased. And yeah, it was fun for the first couple of minutes, but then it was just too long. This was mainly because they didn't have any final destination that they had to reach, or there was no time pressure, so the chase just felt pointless and boring. What made it even worse were these ridiculous sound effects each time the bandits made a jump or a stunt. Right, let me explain what I mean. Get it? After escaping the robbers, they are caught by the police. The chief police inform them that there is a reward for catching these criminals, so the gang creates a plan to help the police catching the bad guys. The trio gathers a huge mass of BMX riders and sets up a bait. But unfortunately not all goes to plan, and young Nicole Kidman is kidnapped. BMX riders follow the baddies, and a final epic fight begins, where PJ and Goose manage to save young Nicole Kidman and land the bad guys in the police's arms, having one last slapstick comedy foam fight. God, I'm so happy this movie's almost over now. The movie ends with our gang racing on a brand spanking new BMX track, winning all the trophies. Of course! This movie can really transport you back in time to the cool decade of the BMX scene's glory days, bringing back the nostalgia of that vibrant era. The colourful BMX costumes, recognising some of the BMX brands, along with the scenic view of the Sydney suburbs, are definitely selling points for this movie. The BMX Bandits are likeable characters, and all three young actors actually played pretty well. The villains, on the other hand, never came across as threatening, and the dumbing clumsiness wouldn't look out of place in a Keystone Cops movie. Many scenes seem drawn out and lack purpose, and the attempt at cheap slapstick humour might not be for everyone. Bear in mind that this is more of a kids' movie, so if you're not a child or a BMX enthusiast who will watch anything with BMX in it, then you will probably feel like you have wasted another 90 minutes of your life. However, if you want to introduce your kid into BMXing, then this movie could be a good start. And a good excuse to watch a movie together. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more, consider making a small donation by clicking on the super thanks icon below the video. Thanks!